When Cody convinces his skeptical friend to explore an abandoned cabin rumored to be haunted, they get more than they bargained for. Inside the decrepit building deep in the forest, the two teens encounter violent spirits and ghostly figures that turn their late-night adventure into a living nightmare. Will they make it out alive or become the next victims doomed to haunt the so-called murder house? Hit like and subscribe if you dare to hear this chilling tale. When Cody first told me about the so-called murder house hidden deep in the forest near our town, I didn't think much of it. Just another urban legend to spook bored small-town kids looking for a thrill on a Friday night. But Cody swore it was real. He'd stumbled on the abandoned property once while dirt biking an old decrepit cabin set back from a narrow dirt road, nearly swallowed by the woods. "Dude, it's legit haunted," he insisted with wide eyes. I felt cold spots and heard voices whispering even in the daytime. I chuckled. "You sure you weren't just imagining things that day?" Cody shoved me. "I'm serious. We should go check it out tonight." I tried to play it cool, but that spark of curiosity got lit. What was the true story behind this so-called murder house? Late that night, fueled by liquid courage, we set off into the forest to find it. After getting lost a few times, Cody spotted the overgrown driveway. My nerves fired up as we made our way down the pitch-black road. The place was probably just abandoned, not actually haunted. Right? Then the cabin appeared through the trees up ahead. Even in the gloom, it looked creepy as anything: broken windows with tattered curtains, peeling paint, a dilapidated porch covered with dead leaves. We crept closer, scuffling our feet to warn off any wildlife. I tried calming my nerves. Maybe Cody had some weird experience here before, but ghosts weren't exactly. That's when I felt the distinct icy fingertips graze the back of my neck. I whipped around with a gasp, but no one was there. Rubbing the chilled spot, I glanced nervously at Cody. "Dude, I just felt something touch me." Cody grinned, exhaling smoke. "Told ya. Let's check it out." I lingered behind as Cody stepped up on the creaking porch. My breath fogged in the air. When had it gotten so cold? I wanted to turn back, but Cody called me over. Taking a deep breath, I ascended the rotting porch steps. Inside, our flashlight beams moved over debris-strewn floors and peeling wallpaper. Graffiti tags covered the walls. The whole place reeked of mold and animal droppings. Cody nodded approvingly. "This is crazy, right?" I was about to agree when a loud bang rang out upstairs, making us both jump. It sounded like a door slamming shut. "What was that?" I whispered. Cody shook his head. "Old house noises." But he seemed unsure. A faint upstairs floorboard creaked overhead. Something was moving up there. I wanted to leave, but Cody was already creeping up the groaning staircase, flashlight raised. With pounding heart, I followed. Upstairs were two doors along a narrow hall. Cody swung open the first. It revealed a debris-filled bedroom. He started to move toward the other door when I clutched his arm. "Dude, did you hear that? Listen." Soft whimpering seeped from behind the closed door, like a small child quietly crying. The color drained from Cody's face. He stood paralyzed. The sad whimpers continued as my mind reeled. This couldn't be real. Before I could react, Cody lunged forward and kicked open the door. As the door banged inward, the cries stopped abruptly. Cody's flashlight revealed an empty, dilapidated nursery. Faded turquoise walls, moldy crib, moth-eaten teddy bears strewn about. Dust covered everything. No signs of life. Cody's shoulders relaxed as he chuckled with relief. "Man, this place is messing with me. Let's get out of here." I nodded, but couldn't shake the uneasy feeling in my gut. I turned to leave when Cody gasped loudly behind me. I spun back to see him frozen in the doorway, face drained of color. His beam of light focused on the far wall. Small dark red handprints covered the peeling floral wallpaper. Dozens of tiny blood-stained handprints climbing all the way to the ceiling. Fresh and glistening wet. What in the world? Cody rasped, trembling. My heart stuttered as I took in the grisly sight. This had to be some morbid prank. I moved cautiously around Cody for a closer look. Hesitantly, I reached out a finger to touch one of the crimson prints. It was damp, sticky, newly made. That's when all the handprints slowly slid downward, leaving behind trails of blood. I shrieked, stumbling backward. Cody gripped my arm, flashes of real panic in his eyes now. "We need to get out of here," he shouted. We turned and came face to face with a figure standing right behind us in the dark hallway. Spindly limbs, mottled decaying skin, sunken eyes, it looked like a corpse freshly clawed up from its grave. As we screamed, the shambling thing screeched back with inhuman fury. Spotting the stairs, I shoved past the creature, pulling Cody along behind me. We hurtled downstairs just as bony fingers clawed at the back of my jacket. Rounding a corner in the dark, we slammed smack into another figure and rebounded back, falling to the floor. Flashlight beams wildly searched. There stood a child around 8 years old, pale skin nearly translucent, clad in a faded pink nightgown covered in dark stains. Her neck was twisted unnaturally to the side. Eyes milky white but leaking streaks of blood. She stared right through us. Before we could react, she opened her mouth impossibly wide, revealing a maw of jagged teeth. An ear-piercing wail erupted as she lurched toward us. We scrambled up, crashing through the front door just as she grasped a clump of my hair. I screamed as Cody pulled me forward, nearly snapping my neck. We vaulted over the railing into the weeds, sprinting for the dirt driveway. Daring to glance back, I saw the pale little girl standing on the porch watching us, twisting her neck slowly with an unnatural crack. As we ran, the cabin door banged open again and out limped the corpse-like figure, still coming for us. Nearly hyperventilating, we made it to Cody's pickup and tore off down the dirt road in a rain of gravel. Flooring the gas, Cody got us away from that awful house. We drove straight to his place. Only once safely back in the well-lit normalcy of his bedroom did we break down. We couldn't stop babbling, trying to process what we had witnessed. No way that was staged. The visceral terror was too real. As the adrenaline wore off, we gradually accepted the sickening truth: what we experienced was dangerously real. We had ventured somewhere that we never should have, awoken things better left resting. I glanced up to see Cody removing his jacket, revealing several blood-tinged scratch marks along his shoulders from where that ghastly thing had clawed him. The sight made my blood turn to ice all over again. Over sodas, we talked deep into the night trying to make sense of it all. We debated telling the police but knew it sounded insane. In the end, all we could do was count our blessings we got out alive. As I finally drifted off in the early hours of dawn, my mind lingered on one haunting image: the pale little girl standing vigil on the porch, neck twisted, eyes dripping blood as she watched us flee. A glimpse into the dark heart of that forsaken place. I never knew the full story of what happened there, what evil still lurked inside those decaying walls. And I don't need to know. Some legacies are better left buried. Cody and I won't be going near those woods again anytime soon. But I still can't escape the lingering feeling we awoke something that night. Something that followed us home through the shadowy trees along that lonely road. They were right, that cabin deep in the forest is haunted by the deadliest ghosts around. We foolishly ventured onto their turf, and only by some miracle made it back. But when you go seeking darkness, it has a way of seeking you in return. I just pray those spirits leave us be. But I fear our nightmare has only begun.